Am I live?
Abortions.
Abortions? Yeah.
That's
the subject of the man. I hope you guys are as excited as we are for week number 3 of the end of your lives.
Like everywhere I turn, man, it's just some new shit. The Bible Belt never ceases to amaze.
Oh, it's a belt, all right. Either that or a noose.
The Bible noose.
Yeah, man. We hanging out back here. We basically is just trying to stay in the 1800s. We find new ways to set ourselves back
every day.
Yeah. Welcome to the Free Shmoke podcast. I'm Sunahara X John.
I don't have a name.
Or just that thing that's underneath your bed.
That dude.
When you feel something reaching around your ankles, trying to drag you underneath. That's just me. You know?
Giving you the old reach around.
Giving you the old howdy doody.
The razzle dazzle.
Put her in the old vice. You know, that kind of shit. Oh boy.
So there's a new abortion bill.
Oh yeah.
Is slated to get signed into law.
Yeah.
By, a group of people that will never know what it's like to be pregnant or have children.
Amazing how many dudes are in charge of writing out things that women have to do with their own bodies.
Like, apparently they're also allergic to Google searches because it only gives you 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's it.
And like a missed period is 4 of those 6 weeks.
Right.
And that's not even counting like women who have irregular periods that might be consistently 2 to 4 days late.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
So
yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous, man. It's wild.
Yeah, I was reading up on it, and apparently, I think it was Illinois. They attempted this too, but their district court struck it down as unconstitutional.
And I'm hoping that ours does the same.
I really do.
Like I really hope they do the same, man.
This is like, it just doesn't stop. Like, you remember when like a year or so ago, there was the transgender bill that came up, and
Senate shot it down.
Yeah, they shot it down, and Hollywood was threatening boycotts. They're doing it again because you'll be surprised at how many places come to unnamed state protecting identities as much as they do. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, so many places have come down here to film that people actually do worry that this is like an economic kind of question, but I don't really give a shit because I don't watch movies as much as I used to.
Right.
But one thing I do give a shit about is logical arguments.
Yeah.
And really, pro-lifers don't have one.
No, it's like you care so much until it's actually born, and then when it's actually born,
I'm out of here.
You don't want anybody to get on welfare. You don't want anybody. You only want certain groups of people to be able to adopt, like once a child.
And make it so strenuous to even use those services.
To even do it, and then once a child reaches 18 years old, then fuck them. You should have got a job.
Oh yeah,
like,
you're
now
done.
You got to get a job. Now you're an adult.
Game over.
Yeah. Like, there's almost 500,000 children that are in foster care.
Yeah.
And like a lot of those kids have like terrible fucking experiences because they were forced to be here. Like
Right.
I never thought that uteruses would be criminalized.
Oh, you see, you don't actually own your uterus.
At all.
That's the thing.
The government does.
Oh, absolutely. They own your money. They own your uterus. They own basically your information if you think about how Facebook sells things and how unsecured things like Social Security. I mean, hell, in the UK, you have to give your Social Security number just to watch porn eventually. So, they think they own even your penis and your ejaculation.
Like, it's economic and digital slavery. That's really what it is.
Honestly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
One of the things that I was talking about, like with logical arguments, one of the things you hear oftentimes is when you're pro-choice, which is what it is. It's not forced abortion. It's pro-choice.
Right.
You don't have to get an abortion. But if this law comes into effect, you have to not get one.
Right, you don't have that fucking
You do not
choice
have that
anymore.
option, which I've tried to do a little more research, which I haven't found anything yet about, like, victims of rape or people who were forced into pregnancy through one way or the other.
And I will give them their kudos for that, because it actually does protect two instances. One is conception through rape. The other is if it's a risk to the mother. Those are the only two times where it's not criminalized. But any other time, it's...
So we're not at 1822. We're at like 1835.
Right.
We're almost there.
Right.
Just give one thing.
One more solid push from the wrong group of people.
Oh yeah, just let a fetus go through and do a school shooting.
So,
but no, they'll protect it. They'll protect it then. They'll protect it extra hard because of those Second Amendment rights. But you know, it's one of those funny things. They say that, you know, what about the fetus's right? What about the fetus's rights? And of course they have a fucking like aneurysm every time you say fetus instead of baby as well. But
it doesn't have rights.
I'll say this. Let's for the sake of argument grant it.
Okay.
The right to life. Every fetus has a right to life.
Okay.
Does it have the right to life at someone else's expense?
No.
If, for instance, that baby was chosen to be born, and 2 years later down the line, you see that it needs like a blood transfusion or something, or some sort of drastic thing, that the mother could possibly give something up in order to save that child. Is the mother forced to do that?
No.
Because the child has right to autonomy, and so does the mother.
Mm-hmm.
If you are to say that a fetus has a right to life at the mother's expense, you are granting special privileges, which is something we do not do here.
Nope.
That is why, you know, these things turn out to be struck down, unconstitutional.
Yep.
And if you can't see the fault in your own defense, you don't have a tenable position.
No. And like my whole logic behind that is like, if I don't belong to a certain group, I'm definitely an advocate of being team shut the fuck up.
Right.
I don't have a uterus. I will never have a baby. I will never have or give birth to a baby. Like, I will never have that struggle or like that mental state of knowing what it's like going through that.
Yeah, the decision-making process or whatever.
Right. So like, I'm definitely like, if it's not my body, I don't deserve to be able to tell people what the fuck they do with it. Just like faith-based decisions, faith-based lawmaking needs to fucking die, and I honestly can't wait for the generation that like lives in that, but
believes and will die by it.
Right,
and they do die by it.
And going off of what you said, like let's just play that game.
Right.
So like if a baby is considered a person at the 6-week mark.
As soon as it has heartbeat, technically.
Can I get insurance on it? If I get life insurance in this baby's name and I miscarry,
right,
do I get compensation for that? Can that baby take out a loan?
No.
Can that baby apply for a credit card?
No.
Can that baby be listed on my food stamps if I go to apply for benefits because I don't need it?
You don't get to do those things
so
if
like,
you're a fetus.
Why?
You don't get to do those things when you're a fetus.
Why are you trying to like?
According to the contract that you signed for Discover.
Literally.
What's in your wallet?
Make a clump of
not
cells,
a fetus.
A human, but not give it like the full course of humanity and adulthood.
Well, you see, that's called thinking about things. We don't actually do that. We just feel.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, by God, all you have to do is look at how people talk about, like these old-ass motherfuckers talk about climate change. Talk about fucking God, the world will not end until... Oh, fuck. Yeah, there's a storm a-brewing. And it's God's holy wrath. It's God sending his approval for this bill.
Right. It's like, this is what the fuck I think.
Yeah, now, I mean, like, they talk about climate change like God's not going to let the world perish. But it's like, some of these people don't even understand what, like, basic greenhouse theory is.
Pretty sure he killed the world.
Well,
at one point.
One person actually argued, funny enough, like, that you mentioned that, because somebody actually argued that Noah's flood was you could call that climate change, I think is what he said. That was the sentence. He's like, you could call Noah's flood climate change.
I guess, because like nothing else logically would explain that. Why the entire Earth just the bottom fell out.
Or it never fucking happened. That's a possibility as well.
The manga doesn't make sense, guys.
I don't want... This isn't Naraki right here talking, folks. This is Senator Bushin Bagelstein. Fucking owner of a multitude of fucking restaurants who got voted in because he has flashy ads. Flashy ads can get you whatever you want in life.
Except for the right to an abortion, because it doesn't matter.
Or men's attention.
Much you pay for it. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm segue.
You're absolutely right. We've given too much attention to the abortion and not enough to Ayesha Curry.
Yeah, that's pro-ass segue. You're getting your money's worth here, folks.
Not yet, you're not.
Oh
you
yeah.
hadn't paid.
$5.99.
That's your daily spike. Brought to you by Burger King.
No.
Have it your way.
Zaxby's, man. We gotta go somewhere that has good food.
Oh, Zaxby's work. What do you usually get from there?
Kickin' chicken or the house salad.
Did you try the honey butter bacon?
That shit was actually really fucking good.
Oh, yours was good?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. Speaking of sponsors.
You had a bad experience, I guess?
Well, before we jizz on Ayesha, let me tell you about the jizz that was on my fucking sandwich.
Oh, no.
There was like bacon and there was the chicken, but the chicken was like, so the patty's actually supposed to be covering the bun.
Mm-hmm.
My shit was like 3/4.
Oh,
The bacon
no.
was soggy, and I swear to God, the honey butter looked like jizz. I looked at it.
I'll give you that. It does kind of look odd. Like, I thought it was going to be more of a spread.
Yeah.
And not like a sauce.
No, buddy. That shit, because it wasn't even like they jizzed on it correctly. They jizzed on it like erroneously, like this was the first nut of this person's life. Like
Just a couple of drops right in the middle.
a couple of drops on my French fries.
Oh, no.
Fucking hell. I was like, at least aim when you use that shit, dude.
That's fucking tragic.
Dude, I mean, like, usually I get, like, and that was just the sign that I shouldn't go away from my usual meal, which is the little fucking sampler meal with the 3 strips, French fries. Get me a side of them fried white cheddar bites.
Hell yeah, dog.
Extra piece of toast. I'll be done, and you won't see me for another
John,
day.
you're not talking about her, dude. She's going to wither away if we don't give her the attention.
If she would learn to shoot some damn threes like her husband, maybe we'd be paying fucking attention. The fuck are you... Man, you told me that shit, right?
Please go
like,
off. Go off right now,
like,
please.
Because, I've been watching the playoffs, unlike her, which is why she ain't getting no damn attention. She would actually know why the fuck we pay attention to her husband. Hell, we pay more attention to their fucking kid because he brings her up on the damn stage after he be winning these championships. What's this fucking... What's she do? She makes like fucking cookbooks or some shit.
She is Stephen Curry's wife.
And?
I should be getting as much attention
And? That's it, huh?
as Beyonce.
That's it, huh?
I should be getting as much clout as Rihanna and Kim Kardashian.
See, and this is the shit that has always bothered me over the last few years. Being like, as I've grown older and I've gotten my perspectives in order. Back in the day, I would like to chase tail, and of course you would fall short every now and then.
It happens.
You don't always pull up a fucking whopper every time you throw the line in the lake.
Nope.
Sometimes you pull up a
Get
goldfish.
some guppies.
But goddammit, you eat the motherfucker.
You are here.
There was like a... Sorry. There is this idea that was permeating years and years ago that I really noticed. Years and years ago. By mostly like noodle dick fuckboys that would be saying this, called bitches ain't shit. And a lot of them would be posting these stories that basically amounted to, I asked girl X out, she said no, bitches ain't shit.
Right?
These are not the stories.
Not at all. I'm like, you are living like literally every Instagram thoughts dream right now. You are married to one of the most successful athletes in the world.
One of the most brandable, likable,
He's
faithful,
he's a
I might
decent
add.
person.
He is a fucking man.
If this matters to you, y'all share the same religion.
Y'all,
He's a good father to his kid. Like that,
you had his child!
I don't have anything negative to say about Steph Curry at all.
Does he show off on the court? Sure, but you want to know something? Here's his best accomplishment. Fuck the 3 championships. Fuck the 2 MVPs back to back. He gets on Skip Bayless's nerves, people.
Does. He annoys the fuck out of Skip Bayless.
That is worth giving him the Medal of Freedom. Okay? The fucking Medal of Freedom. As soon as we get another brother in the White House, I'm sure he's gonna come up.
Yeah, we're gonna give you that one, bro.
Because I mean, like, unless you're black and like what's Tiger? Black and Thailand?
Black, Chinese, native, white.
He's a golfer, you know. And now there's too many blacks in our sport.
He's a feline.
Yeah, so we can't have him. I guess Trump can't put a fucking necklace around like somebody. If he was actually from Africa, if he put his fucking necklace around Usain Bolt, his hands would look like he dipped his hands in coal or something. But whatever. So she goes on to Willow Smith's like podcast or something. Jada Pinkett, yeah. She fucking goes onto their podcast talking about how she notices how Steph Curry still maintains female attention. And people have like this, all of a sudden, I don't know why, but somehow being on national TV every night, having your own shoe brand, winning multiple championships in one of the largest markets,
too much
attracts female attention.
The scales are unbalanced.
Well, she says, you know, I'm okay with it. She says I am a good Christian woman. Okay.
I'm okay with it, but not really, because I went to Twitter immediately afterwards.
Because, you know, it would just be nice
to know that, you know, random strangers
want to get their dick wet
still want to fuck
from me. You know what? You should have did not have a kid.
And
that's number one.
Here's my thing with it, dude. Like, you have millions of followers on all of your social media accounts. What the fuck kind of attention could you possibly be lacking?
You have exactly what every single woman wants. That is sensible and decent. You have a child. You have a hardworking husband that brings home that takes care of his kids and loves his kids. Is a good, like, if you're into the shit, God-fearing man who actually takes leadership seriously in the NBA and has elevated what our collective consciousness of what is possible in the sport.
Right.
He's the greatest shooter ever. He's going to go down there and have his number retired. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame, period. He might actually pull off the first three-peat in over a decade this year.
Yeah.
Okay? And yet he still loves you. He looks at you like that, which is something that I'm so glad that you mentioned, by the way, during the interview. He looks at you like that because he loves you. And yet, and still, you find it prudent. You find it like, you find this fucking little inkling of an idea so actually valid in your small, minuscule mind that you would tweet it out to your millions of followers and have a bunch of fuck bitches fucking retweet that shit trying to defend you. Fuck like all of you people.
I think that's like the part that got me the most, man, was just like the immediate caping for this type of logic and behavior. Because I'm like, let's just flip the script, man. Like, if Steph had came off the court and tweeted some shit like, man, I really don't think that like I get enough female attention, even though like my wife gives me the attention I want.
Adam Silver would be calling his house.
Like that's not enough, bro.
The commissioner of the NBA would call his house. They would treat that like a fucking, like he basically slapped her right in the face.
Because I know if any dude, anybody listening, any dude not listening, if you have a girlfriend or a wife and you came home and said, "Damn, babe, I really didn't get all the attention that I wanted today," the first thing she's gonna think is, "Damn, what did I do wrong?" Because you're supposed to be talking about her, because that's the only attention that fucking matters.
That's what being in a relationship used to actually mean.
And second of all, like if you come home with that line, it's like I had the beard oiled up and everything, I got a new haircut, got some nice clothes on, some nice shoes, and they still wasn't checking for me. What the fuck do you think's gonna happen?
Oh, you're getting your dick sliced off and thrown into the tall
You're
grass.
single now.
Yeah, you're done. It's game over.
You're fucking single now.
But her is a victim. She's a victim.
Right.
Women need that kind of attention in order to feel fucking validated.
Which is 100% proof that even if you do 100% of what you're supposed to do, it ain't enough.
It ain't enough.
It's not enough.
For some people, I will say, I'll still give you that inkling of hope for you people out there still searching. I'll give you a little line so you don't off yourself tonight. Not everyone. I'm just going to give you this. I'll give you this. She is not an outlier. This is something that I would say is important for people who make their living on Instagram and online and are public figures. They need attention. It's something to deal with the ego. It is ego, and it's not like men don't have it. Let's not even try and pretend like dudes aren't walking around in aren't waiting in line for Supreme for hours for an overpriced t-shirt with a little red bar. Okay, for attention, to basically whore attention and likes.
Nowadays we do more shit for attention than a lot of women do.
Oh yeah, what's that Drake line? Niggas talk more than bitches these days.
Yep.
Yes, Lord. But that's everyone does it, but it should be called out on either side.
Right. Anytime
it's all bullshit, folks, and it's bad for you.
It should definitely be brought to the forefront.
That kind of fucking thinking is the reason why there's like a study out now that talks about how people are having less sex. People who are actually couples are having less sex.
Yep.
They said that like single people, at least the people that they monitor, this is from CNN, so you guys can look up the numbers, but they say that single people are still having plenty sex. As a matter of fact, it might be an uptick for single folks having sex. So what does that say? We want to fuck, but we don't want none of the fucking like actual relationship shit.
we just want to get the nut and go.
Maybe because of shit like this.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot. That's a really loaded statement, I feel, but this is definitely one of those things because like
I loaded that shit.
It definitely creates like an insecurity, like an extra layer of insecurity. It's like, well, I'm doing everything I can. I hope she or he likes it. Oh wait, they don't. But they didn't say anything.
They don't say anything
to me.
They won't say anything, and they expect you to be able to tell. Yeah, and it's like I don't want to make it like let's bitch about relationships and that kind of thing.
Right.
But because this is just one person saying one stupid thing on the internet, and trust me, there will be more. But if there's anyone who deserves to be called out for such stupidity, and just to let you know, if you're thinking that too, you're an idiot too. If you defended her, you're an idiot too. You're all a bunch of dumbasses.
Because I've seen every manner of excuse and none of it holds up. Because because I've seen it, man. Like every time it happens, like to another male pro athlete, this energy is non-existent. This exact energy is non-existent when it happens to a male counterpart.
No, it's like one of the best ones.
She had 3 kids. She just wants, to feel attractive, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel generally attractive. Like nobody's attacking her.
Who doesn't want to feel like people are sexually still interested in you?
Like nobody's attacking her for wanting that. That's what every single person living wants.
Especially, like I said, a public figure like herself, who is married to one of the most public figures ever.
And it's the sheer fact of like, at the end of the day, if you have the attention from the person that you're married to,
that loves you,
what the fuck does the attention from other people matter?
Why do you put so much value into brief glances and a quick message in your DMs asking you this or saying that? Why do you put so much effort and energy into that when there you have a guy that's out there literally, the kind of strain that basketball puts on a man? This man will not be able to walk without surgery after he's done. His knees are gone.
Once he hits like 40 or 50, he's probably going to have a cane or some type of walking support.
It's like his legs are going to be gone.
And I mean,
this is hard labor.
Par for the course. Like,
and not only does he do it, he does it at a high level.
Yeah, he's good at it.
And do you think it's just for him to win some championships or something?
No.
He's got a family to take care of. He's taking care of you.
He's take care of y'all niggas.
And it's like you have the audacity to put so much. The thing is, like you said, she puts so much weight into something so trivial that it's like, listen, man, like, I don't know if you'll ever hear this, but, you know, your husband's really cool. If you can get me tickets to the next Golden State game in the finals, I will take all of this back.
I won't.
As a matter of fact, I will gather a gaggle of niggas to go right to your DMs if necessary.
I won't.
I'll make like 100.
Too much effort on my part.
Well, you know, it's simple. You know, hand out some Church's coupons. People will do anything. Fucking. Oh well, there goes your racist comment for the day.
It's Popeyes, man. We don't fuck with churches no more.
Bojangles sucks.
The Bojangles near here sucks.
Yeah, Bojangles.
And I know exactly why. There's your racist comment.
There you go.
I know exactly why the Bojangles that's here is trash, man.
My God, if you order a 3-piece and it says leg and 2 thighs, why are there wings in my box?
Because people don't know the difference between dark and white meat.
If you order, but it says 2 thighs and a leg on the menu.
Nah, man.
She has to see it.
Nah, bro, you just wanted 3 randomized pieces of chicken.
If you order the mac and cheese, why is there fries and red beans in my box?
Because fuck you. That's why, dog.
I asked for strawberry jelly.
Yes, you did, nigga.
None.
Yes, you did, dude.
None in the box.
You blacks in your strawberry jam.
Christ almighty. They've been here for 4 years and they still can't get it right.
So I saw Endgame.
Yeah, nice segue.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen it yet, y'all deserve to get spoiled.
Like I didn't even wait the 2 weeks, dude. I started talking about it like the following Friday. Fuck that.
I tried being careful about the tweets that I retweeted for maybe about 3 hours, and then you know, fucking. First of all, kudos to us for calling the entire movie.
Yeah, we really did. Like
we called that
idea.
shit.
I had no idea that shit would be that spot on, man.
Big pat on the back to the accuracy of Black Widow fucking jumping off of the cliff.
Yeah.
She literally jumped off the cliff.
Jumped off a cliff. And I said that. I said somebody's gonna have to get the Soul Stone, and that's exactly what it was for. And I knew they were gonna do it. I knew they were gonna kill Tony because, like I said, I don't get to have a favorite character that survives the entirety of anything.
Yep.
Hulk got some sense beat into him. Like he didn't do anything.
Oh yeah,
Hulkish.
We even called the Hulk thing that he was gonna be like that gray Hulk-esque.
Yeah. He was gonna be Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the fuck happened. Captain America, like, it's still forever team fuck Cap because this man went back in time for some cheeks.
Yeah.
And didn't end racism. That's why he gave Sam the shield at the end of the movie.
This will make up for everything.
This is cool because that's how they do it now, right? Like,
yeah.
I gave it to a black.
Yeah.
I gave it to one of the niggers.
I can't wait for our first white Black Panther.
All Panthers matter.
Make it.
All Panthers matter.
Hell yeah.
Why can't he just be the Panther? Why's he gotta be black?
Oh boy.
Racist.
That was fucking. If
you
got the blue stripe. If you don't have the blue stripe thing, I was thinking about getting one of those, like little blue stripe little tags.
That flag that looks like a dystopian American flag.
Oh yeah, just so that I can get out of a speeding ticket. I've seen so many cops sit there and see that on their thing, and they just let them go.
Back the blue head ass. Boy.
Yeah, man. Like, you need that shit. That can get you out of it. I want to see if it'll get me out of a drug deal.
That's a life hack right there.
Oh, yeah, man. There's YouTube life hacks. That's what you need to add on. Watch Mojo top 10 life hacks to get you out of fucking...
Top 10 questions that science still can't answer. He's black, but he didn't get murdered for having a tail light out. That shit crazy.
Black and a college graduate?
How
can this be?
Andy supports the police.
Woo! Good lord. So, wait. Are you a spy? Well trained. Okay. So they just fucking up and build a time machine, which I found hilarious.
I mean, I figured that was how it was gonna be done. Like, if not the time stone, they would have to like find a way. I thought it would be like alternate universes, but that's way more complex. But like, the thing that got me about it was like all the people complaining, oh, that's not how time travel works. There's no set rules. to how time travel works. The only time travel that y'all even aware of is the shit that you've seen in other TV shows and movies.
I was gonna say, y'all bitches ain't talking whenever Doctor Who does anything.
Right. Like,
what about Quantum Leap, nigga?
That's one of y'all's favorite fucking shows.
Yeah, man. But they've been. Look, if you go into Avengers Endgame expecting a well thought out time thing that the Russo brothers themselves came out and said they don't even know how the fuck this shit actually works.
Well, a fun thing to do is, like, if you find anybody complaining about the time travel, ask them how their time travel experience went and to state some of the differences to tell us how it actually went down.
Damn, that is so nice. That's
like,
so beautifully vicious. I love it.
Like, I just want to know, man, like, cause it happened to me like a couple of days ago, like on Twitter. I was talking about I didn't have any real gripes with the
time
movie,
travel, yeah.
With the especially with the time travel part. Because I'm like, there's no established rules on time travel because we've never fucking done it.
Yeah,
like that's not a thing that, to my knowledge, exists in this world.
Yeah,
yet.
you can logically try and think about things like inconsistencies. Like there are people who do it and they do it often, but oftentimes people who are actually intelligent know that it's just like it's a tool. It's a literary tool to try and get a narrative across.
Yep.
And when done well, it can feel you can use it to actually make the story better, which I think they did because they brought them into the right moments. Thor went back to his mom.
Right.
You saw like the original Avengers meet up when the first Avengers were first fighting space bugs to go and get the fucking Rubik's Cube. What do you call it? Fucking Tesseract, yeah. See? True Marvel fan. I mean, like, it worked out perfectly. And then, of course, you know, Black Widow and Hawkeye go and make us look like fucking Nostradamus.
Right. Just the god level reads on that.
Oh, boy. Like, that was some Daigo level shit there, man.
It's like,
I'm proud.
I'm gonna kill myself. Nope, I'm gonna kill myself. Nope. I won't let you. I'm gonna kill myself. Goodbye. Rip.
She was laying there the same way Gamora did.
Oh
my god, speaking of which, shout outs to Chris Pratt for taking that L. That time travel. He's the one that suffers from time travel the most, by God.
Yeah.
He's back to ground zero.
He deserves it.
He earned that one.
Yeah,
he didn't even deserve it. He earned it. He earned every bit of that fucking kick.
That's his fault.
Yep. But, you know, before I get to, I guess, the biggest controversy of Endgame, I'm so looking forward to Guardians 3.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thor and Chris Pratt and them all out in space with a fucking pissed off Gamora again, like she wasn't one.
It's the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, it's so good. They're gonna use that line. We're calling it now, folks. What's today?
Really good at these, apparently.
May 9th, 2019, 6:31 p.m. Undisclosed location in America.
In a house.
We're calling you now, Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Yep. Volume 3.
$1 billion first weekend.
Yeah, probably.
Calling it.
Because, like, ever since Taika Waititi saved Thor. Save Thor, man.
Yeah, hashtag save Thor. Speaking of Thor, so Thor got fat.
Yeah.
And them making notice of that bothered people.
Why?
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people were making, like, they were going and giving trigger warnings and saying, be warned, this movie makes several fat jokes and references to Thor being fat.
He's, like, probably one of the most ripped superheroes, and now he's not.
He literally
don't
looked
call
like,
attention to it, Jonathan. Shut up.
No, I mean, he looked like the dude from The Big Lebowski, and that was the
Tony
aim.
made that joke.
Yes, that was the point.
Right.
He was. This has been going on since 2008, and one of the consistent things that people always talk about is that these movies feel like they're just cartoonish, they just do this, they just do that, they're like these shallow things.
It's almost like they're based off of comics.
Almost. But no, these are real stories. This is actually the hidden history that they don't want to teach you in public schools. But no, and for once, well, I won't say for once, because there's been other Marvel movies that have had this good thing, but in Infinity War especially, and Endgame, you're seeing the Avengers fail, and you're witnessing the results of that failure. It's not gonna be pretty, folks.
Right.
Thor literally went into a
He
depression.
lost like the majority of his entire, I don't want to call him a race, but like the majority of the Asgardians. His
Right.
brother, he couldn't wield Mjolnir anymore.
He was like literally a big fat
Yeah.
piece of shit.
And then they lost when they went to fight Thanos. So like,
Yes, like he felt personally responsible because he didn't go for the
didn't go for the
head.
head.
He did not go for the head, ladies.
go for that.
You know what you're doing wrong.
Always go for
You could fix this.
that. Always.
You can save this.
Always.
Don't forget, slop the knob.
Like corn on the cob. But only after you check in
I was trying to think of something to rhyme with corn on the cob.
and then do your job. Really? Bro, like cob?
No, I was gonna say like with butter on top.
I was just gonna finish the lyrics.
No, but I was like with butter on top, and I was like, don't butter people's dicks. That would probably
Butter,
No,
with, like, I don't know. That'd be weird.
honey butter probably be
Especially
better,
with salted butter.
or apple butter actually.
That probably tastes really good.
Yeah, man, like that shit with biscuits, like Cracker Barrel. Boy, I'm fat.
Anyway, speaking of fat, Thor.
Thor.
He was miserable. He was a miserable fuck.
He was.
And that was the point. You actually got to see. I mean, you saw an emaciated fucking Tony Stark who
Right.
was like on IV drip.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Like when the depression kick in.
Yes, man. And you see him having like a life with a daughter and a wife. He finally has like stability.
That was when I knew he was dead.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
when they showed this man with a child, I was like, oh yeah, he's not making it. He's
no.
not fucking making
No,
it
man. But
at all.
yeah, but I mean, there were just the biggest like, oh my god moment for me was when all of the fucking Avengers and every single fucking character from
Yeah.
the history of the MCU
Yeah.
all line up, and you see Thanos actually look like
What
not
the-
scared, but
Concerned.
like yeah, concerned. Like this is actually a force that can threaten me.
Right.
And when you saw that, it actually gave a lot of weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he died in like the first 10 minutes and got his head chopped off,
Right.
and then they jumped future like 5 years, right?
Yeah. 5 years in the future.
It was one of those things that you go, well, fuck, they actually lost, and they can't do it. They
And,
haven't
like-
done a damn thing about it
Right.
since then.
And like a lot of people were complaining about the pacing of the movie. I'm like, I hate this mentality that like anime, comic book movies, comic book TV shows have to be consistent fucking action or fighting. Like they spent an hour, they broke it up into acts. They spent an hour on the aftermath of Infinity War.
They're literally
Then-
going around showing missing posters.
Right. Then they spent an hour or 45 minutes to an hour of them like, okay, how do we fix this? Or is there a way that we can undo this? And then
We
they
have
go
our
back-
one chance.
Right. They go back and get all of those, and then that shit climaxes with like the biggest battle of the fate
of the
phase
entire
three of the
cinematic
MCU.
universe,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
And one of those things, like two things. One, it was great in that second act because you got to see so many like cool little moments.
Right.
You saw Tony make up with his dad.
Right.
You saw like Captain America go and like
Hail Hydra. The,
base.
the like what he learned in Winter Soldier, like that
Yeah.
got put into use.
That was
Thor went back and got closure from his mom.
He got closure, and it's like, and you saw that, and you saw him become a hero. Which, by the way, he got Mjolnir back.
Right.
And when they went to the final battle, which was awesome, that was just Iron Man, Cap, and him,
Yeah.
and Captain America wielding the hammer was amazing.
Yep.
When he put the suit back on, he was skinny. So I don't understand why all you people were getting all fucking pissed off. He lost all the weight literally by lightning.
Right.
Okay.
It's shredded, man.
Yeah, man, like he was on the lightning diet.
I need to walk out into this storm with like a metal rod so I can get cut, so I can
Oh.
stop working out.
Yeah, dude, like my fucking, if I go and get electrocuted, I'll either get cut or my knees will stop hurting because I'll be dead.
Yeah. Win-win, right?
Oh yeah, thank you, Jesus.
Like, it's my life. My life is just cut short, cut down, like Nintendo's servers.
Welcome to the Happy Cast, folks. All right, so are we done with Endgame?
Yeah, we're
Was that the segue?
We talked about everything.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would watch again.
Would recommend.
Will buy the Steelbook when it comes out.
But if you do have children, and you show them Infinity War,
fucking kids, make them wait.
Make them wait.
Make them wait a full
Give
year.
them a year.
Yeah.
Make them suffer.
Make them wait a year like we had to.
Suffer like I did.
What was that? Oh, that was Dark Knight. Yeah.
Lie like I lied.
Was it Dark Knight Rises? Or was it Dark Knight? It's one of those. Anyway. John.
Yes.
Can you explain to me why the fuck I'm paying $20 for
Yes.
Nintendo's online?
Yes.
When nothing's changed?
Yes.
When nothing's been added?
Yes.
When we don't get discounts on anything like you do with the other services that you pay for?
Yes.
When I still don't have the ability to send messages to my friends? When parties don't exist?
Number 1.
When there's no virtual console?
Number 2.
When all we get is NES games that
And of course, number
that I
3.
haven't cared about for 20 plus years?
Who doesn't want to play Balloon Fight? Are you telling me?
Bro, you wanna like test
You don't
out
want to
some-
play Joust?
You wanna play some fucking Blaster Master SP? That's $20 a year, dog.
Dr. Mario?
Like Nintendo just really, that is the king of we don't give a fuck, niggas gonna buy it.
Nintendo is.
That is like, say Apple was up there for a minute, but like the more I look at it, it's definitely Nintendo.
Nintendo are basically like niggas. Because, like, if you think about niggas back in the day, they wouldn't eat every single part of the pig, right?
Yeah.
That's where chitlins came from.
Yeah,
Dr. Mario and these NES games are chitlins.
bruh.
You just keep them. They don't die. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. Just put a little hot sauce on top of it.
Cause I'm like, I wouldn't mind if like some type of improvements came from it.
Right.
Like, there's no difference on today, May 9th, than it was, what, March 17th, 2017? When the Switch first launched?
Yeah.
Like, there's
When it
literally...
was free, by the
Right,
way.
there's literally no difference between the state of Nintendo's online now versus what it was 2 years ago.
You see?
And your servers aren't even that great because, like, people constantly get dropped from my Smash
People still
matches.
getting dropped?
They get dropped from my Splatoon matches.
They still get dropped.
Like, the things that...
That has been a meme, really, since Splatoon 2 came
Yeah.
out.
Which was a fucking year ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 2 years now. I remember when, like, the Splatoon 2 servers actually first started opening up and you could walk around the square.
Yeah.
The very first meme that really took off was, like, drop matches. And it's like people saying, sorry that my internet
Yep.
is bad. Or sorry that it dropped out of the match.
Yep.
And people are like, I got banned because the servers just kept going down.
Because Nintendo kept fucking kicking me out. And
Right.
I'm like, it's not my internet, dude. I have gigabit speeds
We have
and
gigabits.
and an Ethernet adapter plugged
We're
into my
important
Switch.
people, okay?
Like, you're not telling me that
you're
that's
not gonna
my
blame
internet.
me, Nintendo.
Right, you're not
Trust
telling me
me
that that's my internet issues, bro. That's not how that's going down.
No ho.
But
you
like,
go.
there's just other shit that at this point should seem like elementary.
Yes.
Like the ability, like I said before, the ability to send my friends messages or send in-game invites.
Why would you want them to do that when you already have a phone?
That you have to plug your adapter into if your game doesn't support in-game
And
chat.
download the app, of course.
Yeah, it's a whole app. You have to leave your phone open,
Open and on.
by the way.
Which you were gonna do anyway.
Right, clearly, because why would you want to do anything else?
Why would you, what, like play a game or something? No.
You wanted to switch tabs? You wanted to check your Facebook notifications?
Nintendo was so bold, I loved it.
Yeah,
Because
like-
when they did like the debut for the Nintendo like phone thing,
Yeah.
they kept saying it with all these smiling ass
They
pictures.
were banking on that shit.
Like they were just like, look, you get to use your phone.
Oh, cool.
You know, I could have done that before for free, nigga.
I guess, like...
You get to call your friends.
Like, I don't want to
Only if you
call
pay
them
us 20.
niggas. Like, I don't want to do that, though, man.
It's like, but PlayStation already has done that. But does PlayStation have Mario? Look at this little guy.
Who cares?
Look at this little guy.
Who fucking
Look at this
cares?
guy. Look at Toad.
You know what PlayStation does
got
have?
exclusive pack.
Like,
We got exclusive
I
games.
get discounts on everything in the store and 2 free games every month.
Yoink.
Big games.
Yoink.
Not like PS1 titles that nobody fucking played.
Whoa, no.
And like literally every other service is so much better than Nintendo's
But
fucking
Reggie
online.
Fils-Aimé.
He's gone now. He's gone.
He's in oh,
My body's ready, but my servers aren't. Rip to the goat Reginald.
Right by Iwata, poor guy. He died of cancer trying to keep this company afloat so that they can make us pay them extra money to fucking make calls.
Like, I really don't understand why this shit's Twitter. I'm not buying it again once it renews, or like once it's time for me to renew. I'm not buying that shit again.
What are you gonna do about online play? Are you just gonna be exclusively one-on-one?
Yeah, I'm gonna be local. I'm gonna be couch multiplayer.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Nintendo got to give me some fucking games consistently enough for me to want to play online anyway.
So then you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like the games that they offer are not good enough, or not interesting enough.
I mean, they're first party titles, sure, but like,
right.
I don't want to play. I don't like Nintendo does this thing where they try to create the demand that already exists.
Perfect example, ARMS.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you finally give us your second new IP in your company's entire history, by the way, but that's another conversation. So, like, ARMS, great game.
Yes.
Fun, new, nobody has a fighting game out that's like it.
Right.
You supported it for 9 months.
Yes.
And made the announcement, yeah, we're done supporting ARMS.
ARMS is like, the only thing they do now is like these little party things.
Yeah, they still do like their events.
Yeah.
But like, you gave us 5 characters, 15 new sets of arms,
right.
3 new stages.
They tried to, I think, reinvent the wheel with ARMS. They tried to imagine what a fighting game could be.
Yeah.
With that way, and to their credit, the game was fun.
Right. It was
I remember
good. It was
when the demo came out, everybody was fucking resetting the time on their Switch so they could do
play it again.
more. And really, when you take it at its value as a game, it's fun as a game, and it stands out for one of the early Switch titles. However, they wanted to market it as if it's going to be the next FGC big hit.
Not
they
at all.
forget the most basic rule, which is that the FGC is what makes something an FGC.
Right. Just like fucking esports is what makes something esports.
Exactly.
Like, you can't, unless your name is Blizzard, you can't really design something to be tailored as an esports game.
Yeah, see,
like, the communities are what build those games up.
You know, I think Nintendo in a way kind of put themselves in the Capcom category. Capcom knows that if you have Capcom on the cover,
people are lying. At the very least, it's gonna sell.
It's gonna sell. Like, it's been that way since like the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
People didn't even know what the fuck Power Stone was, but because it had Capcom in front, people bought it.
Number 1 seller.
Yes. I mean, that's all you need is just the Capcom logo. I think Nintendo thinks that because you have a bunch of really hyper dedicated
fans,
loyal fans
that won't question shit that you do.
I mean, like, the Melee community, as much flack as they get, I admire, because they won't fucking stop playing that fucking game. As fucking broken,
outdated,
bad in a lot of ways. I mean, unbalanced, fucking buggy. The fact is that the community of Melee players took advantage of those bugs and still made a community around it of loyal sycophants? No, fans. Sycophants.
Yeah.
But
zealots. Just use that word.
Right, but I mean, they're still Smash Bros fans. That's why they're playing Ultimate. That's why we're playing Ultimate. I'm still a Smash Bros fan. I'm gonna still be playing Ultimate.
Right. I like Ultimate.
Yeah. However, the community was already there
right.
for Smash Bros.
Right.
It's been there since '64, to be honest.
Yep.
It's hit mainstream appeal thanks to small part to Melee, but Smash 4, good big tournaments that got a lot of views. ARMS ain't had none of that shit.
None of it. Not outside the initial event.
Yes, and you're not going to just force feed it down people's throats.
Right.
People immediately found the fucking, and that's why you would get like grand finals where people are just jumping around and just throwing out throws.
Yep.
And it was like watching fucking.
Shit's fucking boring, man.
Yeah, it's like watching ultra high level Third Strike in a way.
Right, like unless you're part of that community.
Right.
It's not. I'll be the first to admit, like, Third Strike is not the most entertaining game to watch.
You have to know a little bit about what's going on.
Right, like, that's my favorite Street Fighter game, and I will tell you straight up, it is not entertaining to watch.
No.
Like, just without that mindset.
Yeah, it's one of those funny games where like the higher it gets, the more boring.
Right.
But when you get to like that mid to like higher mid and low top tier,
Yeah.
like when you get those
Some good
clutch
shit.
those clutch ass parries.
Yep.
I've always argued since Third Strike came out, parrying should have been a constant mechanic.
It really should have. I have no idea. It's like, I know why they took it out. It's too hard. Not everybody can do it. Fuck them. If they can't do it, then they can't do it.
They can't do it. They
Like,
can work around it, you
right.
know.
You don't remove mechanics because like certain people can't do it. Like they deal. That's like the whole thing of fighting games. If you can't beat a character, either you practice until you can, or fucking give up, or learn another character.
Or
to
learn
beat that
another character
You
to beat that character.
You adapt.
Yes,
Like-
it's called identifying your own weaknesses and learning to overcome them.
Right.
You can't do that anymore. You have to institute a fucking X Factor where you can have fucking Strider
Some
and
type of
do a
comeback
1v3.
mechanics.
Yeah, like this is what goes on now in fighting games, and it really does depress me in a lot of ways. Because like I was scouring through like the different news articles for just like last minute topics, and like I was on the Nintendo Enthusiast website. And they asked like a really crazy question. They said, what is a game that you would like to go back and play for the first time and have that experience again? Just like it was so amazing that first time. What's the one that you would love to go back and do?
Sonic Adventure.
You beat me to it.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, anything on the
Absolutely.
Dreamcast.
Like I was about to say, any Dreamcast game or any like Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis game, really, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of those games, like the franchise has either changed so dramatically or the franchise is dead.
Yeah, moved it forward or something like that.
Right.
See, like, for me, because I got into video games late when I was a kid because we were fucking poor.
It's understandable. Makes sense.
Yeah, so, no, I mean, I remember for my, I think it was like 12th birthday or 13th birthday, my mom takes us out to fucking like Circuit City or Walmart, and she says you can only get one, either a Dreamcast or a PlayStation 2. And I remembered the sentence that I told her because it was so wrong. I want the Dreamcast because it's going to last a heck of a lot longer because it has Sonic Adventure and good games.
We have Microsoft to blame for that.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so it did have good games.
It did. Like
I
the
was right on that point.
The Dreamcast had fantastic games.
I remember the first things I bought was Sonic Adventure 1, Power Stone 2, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yep, because it had arcade perfect ports of all the fighting games.
Yes.
Like you said, Sonic Adventure, Power Stone, Soul Calibur 1 and 2.
Ready to Rumble
Or
actually
one.
had fucking...
One? Yeah, just one.
Yeah. Yes. Was it Soul Edge or was it
Soul Edge
Calibur?
was on the PS1.
That's right. Soul Calibur was on
Soul
Dreamcast.
Calibur was Dreamcast.
Yeah. Fucking... You remember like when... You remember the old arcade, Hollow Connection, right? Mm-hmm. When they used to run sets of MVC2?
Yeah.
You remember the first time you actually saw an MVC2 cabinet?
Yeah.
From across the fucking thing?
That shit was hype as fuck.
Yes, and it's like, the Dreamcast was like, now you can do that, have that feeling in your home.
In my house.
And for me, at least, when I was looking at the PS2 and the Dreamcast, because I was an ignorant bigot, I was looking at the Dreamcast and I was like, I want that feeling.
Right.
And really, I mean, I don't regret it. Dreamcast is
Not at
still
all.
my favorite console.
'Cause, like,
CVS 2, bitches.
I got one at launch in 1999.
Woo!
Like, so like my first games that I had were Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, and the first Power Stone. Like those were the games. I had all three of those. And then like the following year was just more heat because I had Project Justice. Which
Where is it?
nobody fucking knows.
I'm sorry, Volume Warning. Where is it?
Nobody fucking knows.
Capcom, for God's sakes, there's money there. There's money right there on the table and you won't take it.
Fucking so much, dude. Like people would like that game constantly tops any poll that like gets put out. It's like, hey, if you had one classic Capcom, Rival Schools, we don't care. We don't even care. We don't even care what the other choices
Hey, we're
are.
coming out with a new Street Fighter. Where's Rival
We
Schools?
don't
Where's
care.
Project Justice?
We don't give a shit, dude.
These motherfuckers have the time and energy to make a giant Capcom logo arcade stick with Aliens versus Predator beat 'em up, and Darkstalkers. By the way, where's my fucking Darkstalkers HD collection? Port it to these new consoles.
They should do it now because they're on their redemption arc. Like these last 4 games that they put out have been fan-fucking-tastic.
It's
a new Devil May Cry that's solid. Resident
Jesus
Evil
Christ.
2 remake that's good as fuck.
Woo!
Like, your big franchises are winning in major ways.
If they all they have to do is go up to Evo and announce it.
That's
Evo or fucking what do you call it? Goddamn E3.
Mm-hmm.
If they just come out there and just say we're making, they don't even have to make a new one. Fuck it.
Nope.
Port Rival Schools and just make a Dreamcast Capcom Fighting Collection.
Yep.
CVS 1, 2, Third Strike, maybe.
Yeah, Third Strike. Third
Well,
Strike
yeah.
was on there.
Well, it was on there, but they just released Third Strike on the most recent one. But Rival Schools 1 and 2.
Yep. Power Stone 1 and 2.
Power Stone 1 and 2. Dear Lord. And they could really just stop there.
Yeah, like
put
you
like
give
Super
us-
Gym Fighter in there just for shits and
You
giggles.
can give us Marvel, like all the Marvel games.
Yes.
Well, all the early Marvel games.
Right.
Because, like, MVC 1, Children of the Atom was not. No, Children of the Atom
No.
didn't get ported on there. What was it? Fucking.
MVC 1 and 2, and was it not Marvel Superheroes? It wasn't X-Men
I don't
or Street
think
Fighter.
so.
That was Saturn.
That's what I'm thinking of. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. That was on Saturn. That wasn't Dreamcast.
Yeah, that was Saturn.
But yeah, like, there's just so fucking much.
They have a gold mine, and they're gonna come up with excuses.
Yeah.
But here's the deal: it's like it all runs low when you think about the fact that you've created a giant arcade stick for Capcom that's in the Capcom logo, with 2 players with 8 fucking games in there
That nobody wants.
that nobody asked for.
Hey, bro, you know what you want? You want Street Fighter 2, dog. Because y'all didn't
I'm
get
looking
enough
up
of that game. Y'all haven't had enough of that game for 30 fucking years.
We've only rehashed it 1,600 times.
Once again, stares in Nintendo.
Well, now, did you have anything else for the fucking Nintendo Online? What is it other than drops and the fact that this was once free?
Yeah.
It was free on the Wii U too,
It's still,
wasn't it?
yeah, like Nintendo's online. Nintendo's never charged for their online. Like during the Wii and the Wii U days, they shouldn't have because it was fucking shit. But there's still no virtual console. Like, I don't know what their fear of giving us a 64 or GameCube virtual console is, but they just refuse to do it. Like, that was it for me. Like, there's a bunch of online features that everything else has that they don't, on top of their servers being subpar to everybody else's.
Correct.
And y'all have y'all's one thing. Y'all have y'all's virtual console that was on the 2 shit systems. But it's not on this one. There's also no media. There's also no streaming. You have YouTube and Hulu. There's still no Netflix.
Holy shit, that's right.
Like, there's still no Netflix. There's still no HBO Go. No other streaming services. It's just those 2.
I mean,
We're about to be 3 years in next year.
they're coming out with a new version of it sometime towards the end of this year.
And like the other 2 consoles are talking about releasing their next generation of consoles.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are still playing catch up to everybody else.
And it's like they come out with these heaters. Smash Bros.
Right, you have
Odyssey.
You have the IPs.
Fucking
That's cool.
Zelda.
People don't just play solo games anymore.
Right.
Like,
It's like the world is evolving faster than they are
they're
willing to
willing to
realize
admit,
it.
right.
Willing to admit.
And
Okay.
I realized that y'all rose to power when there wasn't a such thing outside of couch multiplayer.
And they've made so much money based upon that fucking shit.
Right.
We probably better wrap this up before we lose. Well, you're on the laptop, so you'll have extra power, but
Still.
yeah. Okay. Tell me if this sounds like it's worth $229. 1944, The Loop Master. Alien vs. Predator.
No.
Armored Warriors.
No.
Capcom Sports Club.
No.
Captain Commando.
Yeah.
Should have been on fucking.
I play that. I like Captain Commando.
Should have been on fucking Marvel. Should have been in
should
NBCI.
have been I or 3.
Yes. Damn, that Marvel series is dead. I don't even want to talk about it. It would start ranting. Cyberbots. Rest in peace, Jin.
Yeah. I play that.
Darkstalkers 1.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. If it's not 3, I don't
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Echo Fighters.
give a shit. No.
Final Fight.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah. Ghouls and Ghosts.
If that's your thing, I'm tired of playing it.
Gigawing.
Nah.
Mega Man: The Power Battle.
Nah.
If it was too.
When I was a child, yeah, I fucking loved it, but now, nah.
Stevie B. Shout out Stevie B.
Bruh.
Fucking arcade. Boy. Pro Gear.
No.
Street Fighter.
No. No. Fuck no.
You don't want to know which version?
I don't care. There's a 2 in it. I don't give a fuck.
Strider.
Yeah, I play Strider.
Yeah, I want to get my hands on the PlayStation one.
I had
the PS1 version.
I had it.
That shit looks fucking hype.
It's probably somewhere in the shed at my parents' house.
I actually have Rival Schools 1 for the PlayStation 1.
Boy.
Both discs.
Boy.
Yeah. And Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
No.
So that's $229 for a giant Capcom not even a cabinet. Fuck. It's just a stick.
A plug-and-play stick.
Giant plug-and-play stick that you cannot separate.
For 5 games that I would play.
What a bargain!
For 5.
Don't you want it?
Oh, man.
Guys, it's Capcom. You remember Capcom?
All the games that we love are the games that they don't release.
Yeah. That's how it works. Like, if it makes sense, they aren't going to do it.
Oh god, like it's the thing is like when I saw like the early version of like MVCI, and like the people were really giving them shit for the graphics, and at first I kind of leaned on the side of those gameplay purists who were like, look, the game is playing differently, it's gonna be, let's wait and give it a chance. And I'm like, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I kept looking at Dante.
Then I got my hands on the game.
And
like I enjoyed it.
Right.
For a time.
Yes.
And then there just came that point where I was just like, man, I'm not having fun. And then like they released UMVC 3 on the PS4.
Man.
And I played the fuck out of that one. I'm like, this is it.
See,
this was it. Because I was playing 3 all the way up until Infinite released.
Really?
Yeah, like I kept playing that shit. I liked MVC3.
See, the thing is, like when I first played MVC3, I didn't like it as much. Like with you MVC3, because I wanted to separate them out.
Right.
And X Factor was a big point because I was starting to see like the chips or the pieces starting to be moved into place as fighting games started to devolve into something to be more quote unquote user friendly. And I thought that UMVC 3 was something of a step forward in that direction of thinking. But really, when you think about it, UMVC 3, to me, still had gameplay that was worth watching.
Right.
Even if a lot of it was repetitive combos.
Which, I mean, that's
partially Marvel. That's partially like any fighting game that's really consistent in Marvel.
Right, because it's optimal. It's
right.
optimal.
Like it's optimal. That's really what it is. It's not necessarily repetitive. These are the combos that you should be doing
that do
all
the
the
most
time.
Damage.
And really, when you actually put your hands to it and try to do the things, I could not get Doom to do like his fucking dash, foot dive, dash, stomp, get up. I could never get that shit right. It took forever, and I'm like, fucking Maximilian's doing it like it's nothing. Like, all these people are doing this, so it's high execution, which I always find, I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. That just means that these people have to practice in order to be really good, which is how it ought to be. There should be a big enough wall, especially with as much money as they're fucking paying out to actually play these damn fucking video games. Graphics were decent.
Yeah, I like the art style.
Yeah, the art style was a step. Well, I prefer my sprites. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's. But you know, I enjoyed the artwork in Project Justice. Just to reroute that.
Yep.
So, yeah, where's my Project Justice?
You never get it.
Yeah, there was the DLC problem where they took Shuma Gorath and fucking Jill out for the longest time until they re-released it on PS4.
Yep.
So that was a big deal. But other than that, I thought that the game is still fun to watch. A hell of a lot more fun to watch than MVCI.
Right.
And that carries a lot, not to mention that it had more characters that I would like to see than MVCI too. So yeah, I mean, I like seeing Winter Soldier in MVCI. I love seeing Black Panther.
Right.
I liked how he played. But at the end of the day, it was just one of those things where we are way over, I think.
It's all good.
Are you sure?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, alright, well, I just ended that. So basically, moral of the story, you know, don't get married if all you want is attention. Endgame, watch it.
Fucking Nintendo, fix your shit.
Nintendo, fix your shit, and Capcom, please, just
Give us one more.
either that or Sega, release the
Give us
Dreamcast
one more.
Mini.
Like, remaster Sonic Adventure.
Release the Dreamcast Mini.
Just remaster
Fucking
Sonic Adventure, dog.
that god damn Unleash the Kraken. Just if they release a Dreamcast Mini, I'm buying 10.
That's facts.
I'm buying 10.
I would have to. I'd buy one for every TV.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. No, I'd buy one just to keep unopened.
Because you know it's going to be hackable just like the old one was.
Woo!
Thanks to Microsoft.
Fucking hack.
Literally kill the console.
Oh, then we could actually run some JoJo Bizarre Adventure sets on that shit.
Bruh.
Boy, pull off that goddamn Dio combo, man. I want to see it. I want to see it, nigga.
You don't want the problems.
Yeah, man. I do. I want that kind of hurt. Okay. I guess that's a solid note to end it.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week, maybe.
Next week, maybe.
If we don't kill ourselves.
Well, or the rain doesn't drown us away.
Group suicide.
Next Tuesday, Punch. We're bringing Punch. We're bringing Punch.